Anna here with Officially Unofficial. And today we're going to be talking about emotional intelligence. I have the perfect person to talk about emotional intelligence. His name is Michael Sgro, and he is a leadership coach, and he's going to be telling us all about this. So here, without further ado, is Michael. Hi, Michael.
Hi. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about what emotional intelligence is. And frankly, my simple definition is just our ability to manage our feelings and understand them and how they affect everyone else around us. And a lot of times, think people believe that emotional intelligence is just evidenced by the relationships we have and if people are happy with us. The first thing that you're going to want to do to become more emotionally intelligent is adopt a growth mindset. Okay. So this is basically motivation, right? Are you motivated to change? Are you motivated to learn? Are you motivated to grow? And I find those with a growth mindset see challenges as opportunities, right? So when we're frustrated, are you going to shut down, close yourself off? Or are you going to open up, discover, and try to make a change? And that's the very first step. You have to be motivated. Our point number two.
Okay.
All right. So it's really about getting an accurate assessment of how we feel. All right. Most people that I've talked to, they get it mostly right. Okay.
It's
So
confusing. I mean, it's so close to
it
it,
is.
you know?
It is, and this work is very nuanced. It's not like big changes. They're like refinement practices. Okay, so what do I mean by accuracy? So someone might feel sad. Okay, but in essence, if they don't really think about it or discern about it, maybe they just feel tired because tired and sad can feel very much the same,
Hmm.
right? And so when we make those kind of decisions about how we feel, if we're not accurate, we might take the wrong action step, right? So if I'm sad and I go to bed, that may not be as effective to talking to a friend. The internet might explode with number three, all right? So what I have to tell you about feelings is that they're not facts, okay? Feelings in your accuracy of describing them doesn't mean they're actual facts. They are data points, okay? Your heart and your mind is trying to tell you something. So think of feelings as like flashing lights or data points, right? And you want to look at those data points and then look at your values, look at your integrity, and then make a decision, an action step that's about your values and your integrity, right? Not the feeling. The feeling is not a directive. Okay, so like if I get angry, it's
Right.
okay to get angry,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not okay for me to pass on anger to you.
Right.
Okay, I have a second step in the middle. I identified anger, and now I got to think about why is anger coming up?
Mm.
What's going on in my life? What disappointed me? What frustrated me? All right. Well, if I'm the things I think I say I am, then I'm going to take this action step and not pass the anger along to the person. I'm going to
Okay.
step. Okay. That's emotional self regulation, right? We're going to look at the feeling. We're going to say, what's going on here? That's data. It's telling us something. Okay. It's not a fact. We are not everything we think and feel. We are more than that. And these feelings will pass right through us. So they're just data points. Step number four is really making sure that you're processing your feelings, not pushing them down, not ignoring them. Because what ends up happening is if we ignore or suppress our feelings, they actually get activated more. All right, number five, breathe, breathe, breathe. So when folks are feeling really stressed, you have to breathe because biologically, you won't be able to solve what's going on without breathing. Deep breaths. So understanding the feelings of other people, okay, and using empathy is actually a great way to help others and build strong relationships. So I use empathy as a strategy, okay, and it's part of what emotional intelligence is all about. And if we can communicate in a way, and I use there's a leader in emotional intelligence. His name is Daniel Goleman. Now, if you want to do any research about him, he's fabulous. He's got a lot of great videos on YouTube and a lot of writing on emotional intelligence. He talks about 3 different ways to use empathy, and I've broken those down into 3 simple steps.
Mm-hmm.
I see you, I feel you, I help you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
When we think about how we communicate with other people, if we can use those 3 steps every single time we communicate, every single time, you'll be using empathy and it's going to work. I guarantee it. This is 100% effective.
But you
Okay?
know
So
what?
that act out. We have to just lean in and perform empathy. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. Because what I'm saying is like sometimes, you can see, I feel you, I hear you, and all of that, but it also depends on how the person says it, right? Because it's
Yes. Yes. It's not empathy if it's shade. Okay.
exactly. Because they will be like, you
Okay.
know
It's a
what?
shade. You're not doing empathy. Okay. You're doing shade. All right. So folks who got a lot of personality, we have to be careful of it if it comes across as sarcasm.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Empathy means the other person feels it. Okay. So we have to really pay attention to that. But if we're just trying to be shady, it's not going to work.
That
All
ain't
right.
gonna work, brother.
So if we're using empathy, right, likely you're building a stronger relationship with that person. Okay. And that's where you can inspire them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you can influence outcomes as a result. Right. Because people are rooting for you. They're your best cheerleaders. Okay. And getting to this point as part of emotional intelligence is what I say is the analogy at the end of Wizard of Oz. And this is such a beautiful scene. At the end of Wizard of Oz, Dorothy is talking to Glenda, and she says, why didn't you tell me I had the power to go home, from the very beginning with the slippers? And Glenda said, because you never would have believed me, but you've had the power all along, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what I find to be true is we all have the power to do everything we're talking about today.
Yes.
You didn't need me to share the steps with you. We've all had capacity to do this. Okay. And just like Glenda the Good Witch, and maybe I'm seeing myself as her, I all women who are listening to this, right? If they see themselves as Dorothy, they always had the power.
Mm-hmm.
They've always had power. And it's exceptional. Okay. And they could inspire and influence any outcome they want, but they have to go through this process of emotional intelligence and again practice it. I say this a lot. People who know me hear me say this: rinse and repeat. All right. So we have to do this all over again, right? You can't just do this process once and be done.
Mm-hmm.
The way the EI muscles work is that we have to keep on flexing. All right. So we have to keep doing this. And guess what? Every relationship, every single day, we get another chance.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And if anyone ever struggles with someone and say it's not feeling great, ask for a do-over. Mm-hmm. Right. Say you said something to a colleague at work and you're hot. The next day, just apologize. Say, hey, can I get a do-over?
Michael, any last minute suggestions that, for those of us, who are dealing with the work and family and relationships and stuff like that? Any last minutes?
If I had to sum it up, I would say breathe. Just breathe, because clarity will come with breathing. Mm-hmm. If you're so out of sorts, you're just not going to figure it out. So just calm down and breathe, and it will come to you. You will have clarity and you'll be able to move things forward.
But say it with no shade, because if you go like, you know what, breathe.
No, save that nonsense for Twitter, okay?
Oh, that's what Twitter's for. Got it. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
All right, everybody. So here's Michael's contact information, just in case you need to, have any other questions, you want to talk to him. There is his contact information right here. So Michael, thank you so much for being here with us. This was amazing. And you have an awesome weekend.
Bye,
Bye, everybody.